Oh yes. Well, actually, let me pull up the. Yes. So, one thing as men of God, quote unquote, we strive to, be patient, forgiving. I think we've had conversations around these type of ideals. But I here to really question how much patience and for will to forgive you guys have. Um, I followed up a couple videos that came across my timeline recently, and I just want to get y'all thoughts. So I guess real quick, play this, and as always, noise warning because I think sometimes when in the audio it's a little louder than what we hear. But go ahead and play it.
Oh shit.
Ah yes.
I was not expecting that.
Now, for all the straight audio listeners, and or if you don't really understand what just happened, you have not one but no armed man speaking to some black and brown individuals, and I don't think you can hear it very clearly in the video, but allegedly he invoked enough rage by calling them the N word. Seems like even the hard ER. And one of the brothers in the video wasn't taking it, no matter how many arms he had. And then there's one more video, but I guess real quick. Yeah, I mean, this is really just a matter of what would you do. We'll spin it back. Ghost, if you're in a situation where, to be quite serious, a disabled man is slinging very hateful slurs at you, how are you addressing it?
Oh,
And can you? I don't know if it'd be such a big problem, but can you like mute it, but then keep playing it, so we can be very clear of how it played out. Sorry, go ahead, Ghost.
well, it depends on a few things. The first thing, if he's just saying it to me, honestly, I'm gonna let it slide because I mean, generally, if someone says it, then there's gonna be problems. But in this case, like, bro's suffering enough. Like,
Jesus.
he's angry at the world. If he's gonna be racist, then I'm gonna just wave at him goodbye to show him that he ain't got the arms that I got, and I'm gonna call it a day.
Petty
I'm not
party.
gonna, yeah, I'm not kicking him.
Uh,
If he's saying it, if I'm with someone, like I don't know this scenario, like if that's like where I don't know who he was saying it to, but if that's like his mom's or his girl or something, then it's it's different. Like I don't think I'm going the kick route because like he's like a child, like a toddler, bro. Like he's 5 feet tall. He
we're gonna
got
get to
no
that, by the way.
hands. Like uh, I don't. I feel like he's suffering enough. He can be racist, and I'm gonna go about my day, and I'm not gonna lose sleep for it.
Okay, okay. So you'll let the slave people slide when it comes to racism.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say some stuff to him, like I'm gonna, rub it in his face a little that he'll. That's a little callous. I'm not gonna say all I'm gonna say, but
Hmm.
yeah, I'm gonna keep it pushing. I'm not giving this little guy too much thought.
Oh God, Jesus. Fair enough. Fair enough. West. How much patience do you have? Are you letting a disabled person slide when it comes to racism, bigotry, and being generally offensive to you or somebody you care about?
Keep it 100%. Um, I cannot. I don't condone the violence. However, I'd probably just get in his face a little bit, like Ghost was saying.
You have to bend down, get on
Knock
your knees.
it
That's what I'm
off.
saying. Like he's not tall. He's not muscular. Well,
You definitely don't worry. You definitely don't have to worry about him swinging on you.
yeah. So I mean, I'd probably walk up to him, and especially if it was talking to my wife or something like this, I'd probably get in his face a little bit just to set them straight. Like, you don't get to do that with no repercussions. Like, chill out and go about your business.
All right, all right. So you are taking a high road, but you do have to let them know that you do have to chill out, which is respectable. I think I generally agree. You do have to let people know that you can't just act up and without any consequences. What about you, Ace? When it comes to disabled people, can they get away with murder and not literally murder, but verbal murder to you?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much the same as Ghost and West. If it's just to me, I'm 1,000% just gonna ignore the person. Like, and it's not even gonna be like effort on my part. I'm gonna look at you like you're disadvantaged, like whatever you want to call it. You're disabled. You're disadvantaged. Like Ghost said, you probably pissed off just at the world. I'm not paying you attention. Like it. I might even feel sorry for the person, but if if it's to somebody I'm with, like if it's to somebody I know, one of my sisters, anything like that, then yeah, I'm gonna have to say something.
Fair enough. What are you gonna say? You gonna give them the business, or are you gonna be like, all right, that wasn't nice, sir. I'm gonna need you to calm your tits down. Or
Yeah.
you say.
I don't think I'm gonna go too far. Like, it depends on the situation. Like, if we can just walk away, then
Yeah, I
maybe.
mean, how's he gonna stop you?
Yeah, true. But I'm saying, like, if it's
Mm.
it depends on like if we're stuck in the place, like I don't know, on a train or something like that. We
Yeah,
really
yeah, I
can't
see what you
go
mean.
anywhere. So.
I guess the big question that no one is answered is anyone clapping back with some slight racism back? Like, is anyone
No,
pulling out the cracker?
no.
Nobody.
If it was a regular white person, I might. But there's so much ammo. Like I don't even need to use that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I'm gonna keep. I always love a good opportunity to call somebody mayonnaise, so I'm think I'm gonna just leave it at that. But okay, okay. It seems like you guys have a good level of patience. Let's see how much. Let's see if it really and going back to speaking about children and or environments where you can't really go anywhere. Pull up that next video, Ace. So, pause. So, we've all seen. Oh, nice. There's a nice little thing, some additional context. But we don't need that for this. We all seen the meme when you're on a plane and there's a kid behind you that's irritable. So, again, what would you do? Or before you answer, play that.
A little boy, I'm trying to keep him occupied on a plane for 3 hours.
I understand. We're just trying to relax and get to our destination.
I understand.
We're all trying to be
Alright.
perfect.
It's fine.
We'll stop in a sec.
Okay, so
You got a lot of energy, don't you?
Just talk to me.
I'm sorry. Do you care to like get your kid under control?
It's getting real.
I mean, have you ever had a kid on a plane for 3 hours? What would you do? What would you do?
Had a
If
good
that was
point.
my kid, he would be behaving.
He's behaving, definitely behaving.
I don't think you've passed on good manners.
I definitely passed on good manners. I'm gonna need you to turn
I think-
around. I got this.
Hey,
I'm gonna need you to turn around
Just
and play it off.
Play it
He
off.
stopped. He stopped.
Okay.
He stopped.
Yeah, you're good.
Honestly, you don't need to make a scene.
I mean, come on.
Stop, honey. Like,
You
honestly.
mean stop it?
Yeah, listen to
It's like
your
I'm on a
wife.
roller coaster.
Listen to your wife. That's your best bet. Turn around and listen to your wife.
Hey, buddy. Is there any way you can stop maybe kicking the seat?
Do not talk to my son. Oh, don't talk to my son.
Man,
I was.
Talk to me like your husband did. Talk to me.
have you considered reading a motherhood book?
Motherhood.
I was just trying to.
Yeah, you're overstepping your boundaries.
Overstepping my
Yeah, you are, and you really starting to piss me
You're
off.
overstepping my boundaries
Yes,
by letting
yes.
your kid.
No, my kid is just fine. My kid is fine. Turn around. No, you can turn
lower
around.
your voice a little
No,
bit?
I don't need to lower anything.
I was asking you nicely, and I was asking your son
but
nicely. if
both
he
of
could stop
y'all,
kicking the
both of y'all
back of his
together.
seat.
Can you not
Are,
talk to my wife?
first of all, your husband is disrespectful.
Do not
Your
point
husband
at
is
my
disrespectful.
husband.
No, okay, well, I'll point at you then.
I'll tell you what's disrespectful. The way that you're talking to us right now is really
And the way that you
disrespectful.
turned around and
Let
talked
your
to my
kids
son,
go
and you
crazy.
talking about reading a book.
Yeah.
You
I
read a
think-
book.
I think-
You need to read a book,
I
and then
think- I
maybe
think
you wouldn't be
perhaps-
entertaining back here.
Maybe you should join a mother's group and maybe get
No,
some
I don't
pointers
need
on how to be a mom.
Oh, anybody?
All right. Good enough. Man, I don't know why. You know, the first place my brain goes to whenever I see any level of altercation on a plane is everyone involved needs to go to jail. The plane should be the most plane ride should be the most quiet place on planet Earth. But anyway, so yeah, same type of line of questioning. How much patience do y'all have? Can y'all would y'all stand this for multiple hours? It sounds like. What are you saying, Ace?
To be honest, I think I'd be good. I don't think this would be a big deal to me. Like this in particular, somebody just kicking the back of my seat repeatedly. I think I'd be fine. I probably do have a limit, but I don't really know what that would be.
Mm-hmm.
Like even a baby crying, yelling, screaming right next to me, I don't think I would have a problem with it necessarily. I just put my headphones on. I'm sure I'd be fine. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know what's interesting? For as irritable as a baby crying is, I do give grace for babies because ultimately, it can be a comfortable situations for very young
Where
children.
does baby end?
Well,
That ain't no baby.
What age?
No, that's a good point. That is a good point.
I mean, realistically, a young child shouldn't be crying after once they're like 3, and after like 3, that should be really past 2 really should be managed. But we're
No,
not
so yeah, but Wes brought up a good point. Like if it wasn't a baby, if it was a 3, 4-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
5-year-old.
Well, listen, y'all the one that needs to answer for y'all.
No, that's why I'm just thinking if that changes anything for me. I mean the annoyance level would get high, like yeah, but I don't know. Like if there's literally nothing I can do, then
Well, I
it
mean,
doesn't really
are
matter.
you going to take this brother's approach and look at their parent and be like, oh, you might want to can you get that under control?
Would I?
Keep it a buck.
Maybe. Like I probably would have maybe looked back. Like his first interaction with the woman, just to let her know, like, yeah, this is kind of annoying to me. But if they don't do anything about it, then I've already made it clear. If I've already made it clear that it's an issue, and they're not doing anything about it, I'm not gonna escalate the thing. Like, there's nothing else to do at that point. Like, you're not getting ejected from the plane. So, and I mean, unless it's a possibility that you could get your seat changed, maybe. But other than that, like, I don't think.
Okay, so
I
that's
don't
the
think
part.
there's anything you can do, like in terms of interaction with the parent, in order to make them do something. Like, I mean, if it's happening already and they're not stopping it, that means that it's pretty much like it's not too late, but that the lesson should have been taught like at home. Like the kid should have better in order for them not to be doing that, like that would have had to been like behavior that's established long before they're getting on the plane. That makes sense.
I got you. So it sounds like the farthest you'll go is, if it does progress and you do find yourself becoming a bit irritated, you'll inquire with the parents if or let them know how you're feeling.
Yeah, exactly.
Got you. Wes, are you on the same type of time? Are you a king of patience, or are you gonna? You just have to say something. I think you've been on the most amount of playing rounds of all of us, but I don't know if that's 100% accurate.
Well, I would say something. Um, been on a couple of flights where there was a kid who, even by the sound of the cries, was too old to be crying. Like at least twice,
There's
and
a little too much bass in the cry.
it got me like unreasonably angry. And I completely understand people who complain about children crying. And like I said, there were not babies who are inconsolable. There wasn't that type of cry. It was the sound of a kid that in my head was just a bad child.
Jeez.
And that made me upset. So I understand where people are coming from. However, in both cases, those individuals were pretty far from my seat. And it was loud, but it was far enough where I don't get up from my seat in general, as a rule, and I usually have a window seat. So I'm not gonna inconvenience myself to go find the person and talk to the parents and all that. But if it was somebody really close to me, I think I was angry enough to at least let it be known that I'm angry. Let them see my face and let them see my discontent and maybe say a few words. But um but as they said, I wouldn't try to escalate the thing beyond just expressing my discontent so the parent can live with their poor parenting, maybe hopefully consider it. I don't know.
I mean, if the parent has ears too, if they're putting up with the noise or the friction, whatever the kid's doing, I don't think you telling them is gonna motivate them to do any level of change in the moment, at least.
Maybe social pressure. I don't know.
Fair enough. And then what about you, Ghost? You're in a predicament where there's a kid like directly inconveniencing you or making your plane ride irritable. How are you moving about it?
Uh, it all depends on the parents, to be honest. Like if there's a kid crying near me, or if it's a baby, I'm probably not gonna care because there's really nothing parents can do to control it. If it's a child that, like Ace said, they're too old to be crying and they're just a bad kid, I'm gonna be pissed. But if the parent is actively trying to like get the kid to stop and threatening them and all sorts of man, it's just nothing's working, then I'm not gonna do anything because again, they're trying at least something. Like you can't just beat a kid in the middle of a fight. Like,
Well, well,
well, you can, but yeah, you can't because you can be kicked off the flight. But it, if the parent is trying to rectify a situation, I'm gonna deal with it. I'm not gonna be happy, but I'll be all right. But in this case, all these people in this situation annoyed me, but particularly that mother because mother, I don't know, was she the mother, grandmother, whatever?
Jesus.
Because like the kid's kicking the back of the seat. The dude did what I would have did. I would have if I sat down, someone's kicking the back of my seat, and it keep going on for like a few seconds. I'm gonna turn around and just ask, like the dude did, could get him to stop, something like that. But what she did, she didn't even try to discipline the kid. She didn't tell him to stop. She freaking patted his head and said, "Oh, he'll stop. It's just a kid." Like fuck that. Like
Jesus.
that shit makes me angry because it's like you're not. You need to discipline the child, even if the child's not going to listen. You need to try. And the
Well, you
fact that
just
you're
said you just said you can't physically discipline the kid. So what's she supposed to do?
no, it's different because I don't know if she does tell the kid like to stop, like discipline them, maybe they will stop. But she didn't try. She didn't try to do that at all. Like there's a difference between a kid being bad and a kid just being a kid. Like if a kid's being a kid, they're not thinking about anyone else. They're just in their own little world. But an authority figure tells them to stop, then they might stop. If they don't, and their authority figure is trying to discipline them, that it's not listening, then it's one thing. But she didn't try to do nothing. She just is letting him do his thing, and that shit. I don't know exactly what I would do, but I don't know. She just pissed me off. I'm
Oh,
not
good point.
gonna say I'm gonna call a flight attendant, but if I see her patting the little kid's head, like, and not telling him a single thing, now we gonna have a problem.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be honest, what you're saying is completely reasonable, and I'm not trying to combat it, but I mean, it seems like in their mind, obviously we don't want to focus too much on this particular video, but it seemed like in their mind, the kid was just being a kid, like kind of to what you were saying, like that in their mind, their behavior wasn't really bad. Their behavior was just that of a child. So I
Well,
think
yeah, then
I
like
think go ahead.
I wouldn't say you're right in that maybe they are thinking that, but I'm gonna stress to them that you ain't the one getting kicked in the back of your seat for I don't know how long that flight is, a few hours. You ain't got to deal with it. Like if you just sitting there and don't want to, you don't think it's a problem, so you're not gonna do anything. Then I'm gonna stress to you that nah, it is a problem. Like that, I don't know. Just the way she handled that was rubbed me the complete wrong way.
Yeah, in the back of my mind, I think the first time I did see this, I would be like, okay, so if it's not a big deal and the kid's just being a kid, you want to switch seats with me? Whether that would be realistic or not is, another thing. But yeah, I think it really is a kind of a case by case, and there are some situations where you can't really do much, and there are some situations where it does make sense to speak to the parents and try to see what the situation is. And yeah, I always found it strange, and maybe that's because we grew up in strict like environments. Like even to what somebody was saying about like you can't physically discipline. Yeah, there was no universe in which I could have been like kicking somebody on or making
Yeah, like
somebody
come on
like
now.
life miserable. Like
Absolutely.
even if it wasn't done in public, these airplanes have bathrooms. My
Hmm.
mother would have let me know once we get to the destination, I'm going to regret it. Like
Yep,
I
exactly.
this is completely unfathomable to me. But this isn't about me. The moral of the story is I think generally you should try to implore people to have a level of patience, but like Wayne said, I ain't no killer, but don't push me. Yes. But if there's nothing else, we can move on to the next topic.
I still think this is a fake video, by the way.
Oh, I mean, if you want to scroll down real quick, I think it says as much. Yeah, you don't need to.
Oh,
Don't ever take anything you see online with a complete seriousness. There's always some. Trust me. There's always, and that you'll find out very quickly that a lot of what the internet's on the internet is not real.